That's true.
More so. They look more like high schoolers.
Okay, I'll give that her...
Have you ever seen Dawson's Creek?
I heard about Dawson's Creek.
Oh my god, they were all
I kind of missed that.
They were like
they
30
really
years old.
I did see that. They were supposed to be high schoolers?
Yes!
I thought they were like college students.
No.
Oh my word, no.
No, they're supposed to be in high school.
Okay,
and they all
I'll
looked
give
like they
you
were
that Mean
30.
Girls was better in that regard.
Yes.
Isaac, I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Oh my god. I hated that show so much.
I probably maybe saw 15 minutes of it.
I was lucky to avoid it.
Older siblings.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
So,
I didn't have that. There was no
I was the older.
drive to watch Dawson's Creek in our home.
And I'm younger than both of you, so haha.
Oh, there we go. But Halloween.
Yeah, well, this is the Just Interesting podcast. I'm Isaac.
I'm James.
I'm Alli.
And Alli is with us today. And Alli, you have some things you want to talk about.
I do. I would like to talk about Halloween because yesterday was Halloween.
It was. It was also coincidentally your birthday. So
It
again,
was.
happy birthday!
Yay! I'm the best Halloween thing ever.
Yay! Spooky.
Very, very spooky. But yeah, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was Halloween specials, like cartoon Halloween specials, because we kind of grew up in the heyday of 1990s cartoons and their wonderful, wonderful Halloweenness.
We very much did.
And I don't really watch a whole lot of regular, like, live-action grown-up TV anymore.
I mean, who does?
Well, plenty of people, but I do still watch a whole lot of cartoons. And something that I've noticed is that they don't really do Halloween specials anymore, which I think is kind of weird.
That is a bit weird because, I mean, growing up, SpongeBob was the business for me and my family. And
Which is surprising to me.
why is that surprising?
Not at all. That's such a good show.
My father,
SpongeBob is
my father,
fantastic.
my sister, my brother, and I still regularly quote SpongeBob to each other.
I guess it's just weird because of all the things that you weren't allowed to watch or that your parents
SpongeBob
weren't
had
okay
some
with.
screwed up
Yeah,
undertones.
so that's what's surprising to me because like my parents didn't want me watching SpongeBob mostly because they thought it was really stupid.
It was. I can see that it was. It's incredibly stupid, but it wasn't like I missed out on a lot of the like. I didn't watch Rugrats. I didn't watch Ren. I didn't watch Ren and Stimpy because Ren and Stimpy was
Ren and Stimpy.
hella screwed up.
That's justified, though.
And
I think
there was another
that just
one.
meant your parents
Something about a
cared.
cow and
Cow and chicken.
Cow and chicken. No, there was another one too.
Rocco's Modern
Life.
Oh, yeah.
There were a bunch of
Yeah.
they almost looked like they all had. I don't know if you're familiar with artists and that type of thing. If they had a couple of the similar art people
They
or
did.
style people that worked on
Yeah,
them, because
well,
a lot
that
of those
was all-
shows seem to go together.
That was the Nickelodeon animation house.
So they
And-
were in-house, all of those?
Not necessarily, but they didn't have as many different, if I remember correctly, and I could be talking out my butt right now, but as I understand it, they didn't have as many different animation studios working, and I'm pretty certain they were all like American animation studios. I think all in California.
Okay.
It's interesting though that all that, because if you go back and look at those shows,
Oh yeah,
for
they're all
adults,
very,
they're-
very similar.
They're very similar, but they're also like in terms of the content, today's parents would never show those.
There's an episode where Rocco works a bunch of different jobs, and you see him working at a sex hotline.
Oh wow!
And
see,
yeah.
But anyway, with SpongeBob, growing up, as stupid a show as it was entertaining, and they did. I think at least 2, if not 3. Like they would do the yearly specials at least. I know with Christmas was definitely the one they kept up.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they did at least 2 Halloween specials. I don't remember exactly what they were about. I think that was when they might have introduced the Flying Dutchman, but I can't guarantee that.
I think you're right. I didn't watch
Flying
SpongeBob.
Dutchman?
The Flying Dutchman was, it was their take on the character, but it was like the first time they
like,
introduced a human-like character, but it was like the ghost of the Dutchman, and he was harassed by SpongeBob and Patrick and driven crazy by them, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I loved those
Oh, yeah.
specials. And
No, they used to be as big a deal as Christmas specials. Even usually a bigger deal. At least I remember being more excited about them, probably just because I like.
they were more
Halloween
entertaining.
They were, and I think the last real cartoon Halloween special that I can remember from growing up was the Invader Zim Halloween special, which never aired on TV because Invader Zim got pulled before that could get
because
aired.
of the Dark Harvest.
Because of the Dark Harvest.
Because of the Dark Harvest. Oh.
Which, interestingly enough, I mean, I would have to say that I think Dark Harvest is a more disturbing, upsetting episode than the Halloween special.
What was the Halloween
I'm trying to remember the Halloween special.
The
I've seen it in a
Halloween
long time.
special of Invader Zim, if I remember correctly, is a two-parter where it begins with Dib running into the classroom and screaming, as he often does, because he's getting, he keeps, like, flashing in between dimensions.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
And, like,
Yeah.
the nightmare mirror dimension, creatures want to steal Dib and open a portal through his unnaturally large head.
Right.
To go into the regular dimension.
Like Fooly Cooly.
That one ends on a pretty, like, that whole special ends on a pretty dark note, doesn't it?
I feel like
I feel
somebody
like it does.
explodes
I think
in
it's Dib.
candy. I don't really remember. It's been a
Yeah.
little while. But I know that... No. It ends with the creatures, like, getting out of Dib's head, and they just see... Because in the meantime, Gurr is running around, like, stealing all the candy from the trick-or-treaters.
Right.
And he is, by the time they get out of the portal, he is so grotesque and, like, obese and overstuffed with chocolate. And they see him, and they're like, oh god, that's disgusting. Oh no, oh, this is terrible. And then they go back into Dib's head, and the portal closes. And...
Right, and those shows had great, having a Halloween special, having a Christmas special, even for that matter.
Yeah.
Brought viewership, and it was a way. I guess it was just kind of like something that was done because as much as I can't off the top of my head list off, oh, this one had a special, this one had a special, this one had a special. I know they did.
Yeah.
Looking back, and I think you're right that it has kind of gone away,
And
at least with Halloween.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of the reason behind that is because cartoon show seasons and scheduling have completely changed because cartoons used to follow the same scheduling patterns as like regular shows like sitcoms and stuff like that. They all had, there was the fall, there was the like kind of winterish break, spring, and then summer was mostly for just reruns of stuff. And they would do like special, we're bringing back this show and we're going to have like a marathon for this month.
Which would make sense because that's the time when the kids and people in general would have time to catch up on all the stuff they missed during the rest of the year.
Yeah, and also, I mean, cartoons used to follow, even if they would just be two 15-minute episodes, they filled the half-hour show block.
Right. I remember that.
Shows have kind of cartoons have kind of shifted to being more on like a 10 to 12 minute run time, and
with
then
room for an ad.
Yeah.
An ad break.
So it usually ends up being, it'll fit like a 15-minute block now. And then they'll just, like, for a half-hour block, they'll put in, like, two different types of shows or something for that 15-minute.
I want to say Adventure Time follows that.
Yeah, well,
formula.
Pretty much all of the cartoons on Cartoon Network follow that. Disney Channel has started doing that with their cartoons for Disney Channel and Disney XD, and that's where you get things like Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which everybody should be watching, and also Gravity Falls, again, everybody should be watching.
I'm curious what your favorite cartoon special for Halloween was. Because I'm trying to think of one in particular, and I'm not really placing
You guys
anything.
probably have a lot smaller pool to choose from because,
like I said, SpongeBob. That got me there.
And because I don't think you guys were allowed to watch as much TV as I was, which is kind of funny because my parents were always considered by the rest of my friends growing up as being like really, really, really conservative, but then in high school meeting a bunch of other people with super conservative families, I realized, oh man, mom and dad are really liberal by comparison. So kudos to mom and dad. That's the first time they will ever be considered liberal.
There you go.
But man, my favorite Halloween special. I've been trying to think about this because I figured you were probably going to ask me that.
I couldn't think of any off the top of my head that I remember in particular. I remember a lot of different Scooby-Doo specials, but I don't know if they're really Halloween
Scooby-Doo
specials.
is just Halloween the show.
Yeah, basically, right? Like,
yeah.
I didn't know if that counted.
Jinkies.
Jinkies. Jinkies home slice.
That is not.
Jinkies home slice.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the Scooby-Doo and
Well,
Fat Albert
it's not,
crossover.
There you go.
It's not. I don't think I can pick my favorite cartoon Halloween special, but I will tell you what my favorite, probably my all-time favorite Halloween television special was, and that is the Boy Meets World Halloween episode.
Didn't watch Boy Meets World.
Well, you just did not have a childhood.
I don't remember this episode.
It is the episode where
don't remember anything.
it's when they're still in high school and they're all kept after school. I think they're supposed to be in detention or something. Yeah, they're in detention. And it's during a time when Corey and Topanga are broken up.
As they are wont to do.
As they are wont to do. They started dating when they were like 7.
Yeah. The reboot of that show went terribly.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with it. I was very disappointed with it. But in any case, so the basic plot of that is they're locked in the school after hours, and there is a serial killer coming after them and killing people.
Like a real serial killer?
In a real serial killer sort of Boy Meets World kind of way. In a very like making fun of like teen slasher movies like Scream.
Okay,
but
great.
Are people dying?
Yeah. One kid that
those are high stakes.
One
man.
kid.
Those are high stakes. For
one kid gets a giant novelty pencil through his straight through his forehead.
What?
Oh
yeah.
my word! That sounds amazingly
and brings
violent.
Up, oh my gosh, it was so funny because it's one of my favorite lines. Eric, Corey's older brother, because they find him and the other guy with the pencil through his forehead, and then he just kind of like slumps down the wall, and it just leaves this pencil line, and Eric just goes up to it and he says, "We'll always remember that he was this tall."
That's amazing.
I
That's
thought
really
it was the
good.
funniest thing in the world. But at the
90s
end of it, it
TV.
turned out that, and everybody gets killed off except for Corey and Topanga. And at the very end, because I think Sean is the last one to die, and Sean's their best friend. For those of you who are unfamiliar with
I
Boy
have
Meets
no
World.
idea who the cast is other than the curly.
So
Sean's the
unfortunate.
floppy-haired one.
He's the one that grew up in the trailer park, and he's the rough and tumble one. But he's Corey's best friend.
I don't remember any of that. That's hilarious.
Was this?
This is so disappointing.
this
But
was-
anyways, he's the last one to get killed. But at the very, very end, Corey and Topanga like confront the killer, and they're like, "Who are you? Why are you doing this? What do you want from us?" And they take their hood off, and it's Sean, and he takes Corey and Topanga's hands, and he puts them together. He's like, "I just want you two to be together," and I think it ends up being at the end of the episode, I think it ends up being like, it was all just a dream while they were in detention.
Well, yeah.
I think it was Sean's dream, because he was really upset that Corey and Topanga weren't together. But, so he was just going to kill off everybody else until Corey and Topanga got back together. But anyways,
Wow.
the way I'm describing
an amazing twist.
oh my gosh, it was so good. And
He was this tall.
He was this tall.
That's so good.
But there was a lot of really great jokes in that one, like, the guy that got killed with the pencil, his name was Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
So when they kill
killed
him,
Kenny.
Eric goes, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny!"
That's pretty great. That also reminds me how old South Park is.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, South Park is old.
South Park is very old.
But
and
I think
very disturbing.
it's interesting.
It's a miraculous gift to the world,
It's-
friends.
Oh my gosh.
It's something.
They went where few men dare to dream.
The nightmares. The nightmares is where they went.
Yeah.
Not the dreams.
But they have been able to, like, kind of maintain new, fresh material and jokes, whereas things like Family Guy really has not been able to do that.
The same note.
It's hit or miss, like Family Guy, I gotta be honest, every time I watch it, there's at least one joke that kills me in an episode. But, you're still watching, like, a 23-minute episode, so,
yeah.
I don't know.
And I would agree that there's occasionally a joke that I'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
that's
usually not
funny,
the main point of the episode.
No, it's never.
That's the difference between that and South Park.
The offshoot jokes. But yeah, as being I haven't kept up. Like, I tried to keep up with Adventure Time for a little bit, and then I kind of fell off with that. Mostly when I didn't have cable anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm
now,
the same way.
keeping up with any TV, like you guys know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't keep up with friggin' any TV, which infuriates some of my friends, especially Kerper, who just watches everything.
I don't know how he doesn't get viruses from some of the websites he goes to watch television. I don't understand.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, the one that I have kept up with a cartoon recently, and that's
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
That
Rick
I
and
have
Morty
not even really gotten into, and it's been amazing every time I do watch any of it.
It is incredible. It is hands down the best show I've seen in a very long time. Now, that is coming from someone with any grains of salt, that someone who does not watch TV.
Yeah,
so
you like
watching.
What you like, though. You like what you like.
I like what I like, and Rick and Morty is top shelf. I view it as kind of like it's a good mid-ground between how far South Park will go at times. Like, it doesn't go as far. It's more tame than that.
Yes.
But it's also takes risks that things like a kid, it's not a kid show. It's not meant for, it's like, I've described it as it's the midpoint between Adventure Time type shows and South Park type.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's a good mid ground, and it executes it beautifully.
What I really want to watch Rick and Morty primarily because the creator of Rick and Morty, and I can't remember his name.
Dan Harmon.
But there's another guy.
Oh.
There's another guy who does like a bunch of the voices.
Oh yeah.
But him and Alex Hirsch, who's the creator of Gravity Falls, are really, really good friends. They both do voices for each other's shows and everything.
Really?
But what's really funny is that they put like little homages to each other's shows in their own shows.
Oh, okay.
That's
which
awesome.
is really funny. There's a character from Gravity Falls called Bill Cipher. He's a little triangle dude, little pyramid dude.
Yeah, the top hat.
Yeah. He looks like little Illuminati pyramid.
Yes. Yes.
But he's shown up in like the backgrounds and stuff of episodes of Rick and Morty. I've never watched Rick and Morty, but the internet loves Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls. So.
They love both those shows.
Yeah, they love that little.
I saw one
Illuminati.
episode of Gravity Falls, and it was like late night TV, and I know it is. I think it's meant as a kids show.
Oh yeah, no, it's on Disney XD.
I think I caught it just randomly one time, and I was like, this art style looks reminiscent of things I've seen before, but I have no idea what this show is.
Oh, it's amazing. It's great. It's
really good.
It's like
a little bit like Twilight Zone, a little bit like Twin Peaks-ish.
Yeah, there's a lot of Twin Peaks references and
it kind of also X-Files. Like they're trying to solve things a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it's
but not like detective sleuthing exactly. Like
well,
they kind of stumble onto stuff.
Well, they're 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're 12-year-olds spending the summer with their great uncle in Oregon, and weird crap keeps happening.
It's Oregon after all.
It is. It's truly weird in Oregon. Sorry about that, Oregon.
Well, and we're talking about. We started with Halloween, and I know we're gonna drive back there in half a second. But what's interesting, and one thing I thought of that might be driving this lack of a Halloween special, could potentially just be budget driven.
Oh, probably.
Frankly, because it's very much turning into a scenario where, number one, Alli, you'd very much know, animation is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Animating anything nowadays to the quality that animation needs to hold up to, and even back in the day, it's always been expensive, but when there are so many competitors in the market, it's like it sounds like, from what I've read and what I hear, you have to pitch your show, you have to line up your episodes for that season, and you just gotta go. So if
Yeah.
you're gonna do a special in there, I'm like, that might not happen until you're a couple years in, a couple
Yeah.
seasons in, and then you're like, okay, we've clearly got this cinched down. We can do a special episode,
Yeah.
in there.
Gravity Falls is funny. Because they did a Halloween special, but not on Halloween.
Yeah, I wonder.
Because
Like,
okay.
it's
when you
called
think
it's
about-
called Summerween. Because it's funny, they can't really because that show is supposed to take place just
over a summer.
over a summer, so
Right.
they have Summerween.
Yes.
Right.
Which is a really creepy episode, but I absolutely love it.
It's kind of interesting too because when you put shows in syndication, a lot of times they're shown out of order and not at all when they originally aired. So making an episode about a particular holiday might not always make sense
That's
either.
true.
Because except for the first time it airs, how many other times is it going to be shown on Halloween unless somebody runs it
Right.
on Halloween? That happened a lot with Christmas specials. You see the Family Guy Christmas episodes all the time
Right.
in like the middle of March,
And
you're
you
like,
could
hey.
blame, and honestly, the other factor to blame with this is the advent of internet television.
Yes.
Everything is when you
I
want
think
it,
that's
where you
a lot
want it.
to
You
do
can't,
with it.
You
Yeah.
it's not like I need to wait till this time of year.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was in the past. It's like to see this episode of SpongeBob, I needed to watch it around Halloween.
Yeah.
Because that's when it was played.
Yep.
Or I'd have to catch it very, very randomly.
Yeah.
During a marathon or something.
Yep.
So nowadays, everything's on demand, everything's available. So it makes sense to me that maybe Halloween, which, we still see Christmas specials. That's one thing that hasn't really died. It's
That's a
backed
good
point.
off, but
Yeah.
they're still all around. But it makes sense to me that we might see what I would call, some people might call a minor holiday,
Yeah.
back off.
Yeah.
And, just be like, okay, this isn't worth really investing in our time and our money in to make this special when, what are we going to do with it?
I never really think of Halloween as being a minor holiday anymore. Not because it's my birthday, but because I've been working in retail for 11 years.
Mhm.
And the two
It's a big deal.
biggest
Yeah.
holidays in retail, specifically working at a craft and fabric store, two biggest holidays of the year, Halloween and Christmas.
Oh, and that makes perfect sense because where do the costume fabrics come from?
Exactly.
And,
But so for me, I'm just like, two biggest holidays of the year? Yeah, no. It's Halloween and Christmas.
I was so sad today. I was just in a Walmart and
Christmas.
the day after.
Oh, yeah.
The day after, the Halloween stuff, Christmas stuff's going up.
Oh,
The
yeah.
turkey day hasn't even come, guys.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Respect the turkey, people. Respect the turkey.
No, he's got no respect. We sell out of...
Well, we do
we
shove
sell out
stuffing
of-
up his ass.
I guess that's fair.
So that kind of
He is delicious, though.
It's true.
He's truly
Ass
delicious.
stuffing is amazing.
I,
I'm not even touching that one.
I'm.
You've outdone yourself.
Well,
Isaac
there was
wins.
speaking of. No, I'm not going to speak of that. You wanted to. The other thing you wanted to talk about was our. We were talking earlier about kind of how, we were all different experiences
Yeah.
with Halloween television and how that kind of correlates back to our parents and our upbringings and stuff with Halloween. So what did you want to talk about with that?
Well, so for me, Halloween was always kind of a weird thing because my parents didn't want to not let us celebrate Halloween because it was my birthday, and
That's a good argument.
Yes.
To keep a celebration there.
So I remember when I was younger, up until about, I don't know, I might have been about 6 or 7, is when we stopped doing trick-or-treating. And I think that I actually have no idea why my parents stopped.
Honestly,
having us-
I was right about the exact same thing because
Yeah.
my grandmother kind of wanted the kids to come over and
Yeah.
be dressed up and stuff. So my mom tried, bless her heart, to make some costumes, and we would trick or treat.
Yeah.
I ended up looking like a Klux rocket one year.
Oh dear.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
She tried to make a rocket costume. It just ended up looking
Is
like
there
a clan.
picture of that?
I think so.
Oh,
so
I
good.
want a picture of that. That sounds
Yeah, it
amazing.
ended up looking like a clan
Oh
uniform.
no, that's terrible
but
but wonderful.
yeah, everyone thought I was a ghost. Thank heaven.
Oh god.
Because I think that no one's going to look at a little kid and go, "Oh, I bet he's a little racist." You can
Depends
hope.
on where you go.
What are you, little guy? I'm the Grand Wizard.
So my parents were the exact same way. We
Yeah.
started doing trick or treating, and then honestly, it just cut off right around a 6 or 7, and then I just didn't touch it again. I think I tried once going with some guys in high school.
Yeah.
But that was just kind of stupid because then we were the creepy teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always feel
Halloween.
weird after a certain point.
But I mean, we always went to a church that would have like a harvest festival, or my favorite term for one of these parties was a hallelujah party instead of a Halloween party. It was amazing. It was tons of fun. So I never felt like I was like cheated out of anything with Halloween, because I still got to go. I got to dress up. I got candy. There were games. And in all honesty, I thought that this was a way better way to spend Halloween than walking around a dark neighborhood all night, because I didn't have to wander around and I got way more candy.
Right. Yeah.
Because at the end of the night, the different booths, like the different game booths.
Oh yeah, I went to these things.
You know, it was your church, it was your friends. You know, you went to so at the end of the night, they would just be like, okay, we got to get rid of the rest of this candy, and you would just go and you would just like fill a bag with as much candy as you want. It was fantastic.
What about you, James?
You know, honestly, I went trick-or-treating when I was a little kid. At one point, I was in a cow costume.
Which I still need to get a picture of.
Yeah, I saw it years ago, and I haven't seen the photo in a long time, but it was pretty priceless. But I think my grandmother made the costume, if I remember. But, and after that, we just didn't do it for a while, and then I think I didn't do it again until I went with you.
Yeah.
In, like, high school. And it was cool. I don't know, man. Halloween to me has always been, like, a holiday I was never big into. It just wasn't my jam. So I never felt like I was being cheated out of trick-or-treating. I was like, wow, you know.
Now, you guys went to the same church growing up.
Oh, yeah. We did.
Your church didn't do anything like that,
They
did they?
used to do a harvest party.
They did.
Some people objected to it after a certain point, so they dropped that as well.
There was a lot of objecting
Yeah,
that went on
and I can
church.
appreciate where they were coming from with some of those things. That's just how they felt about that, so I get it, you know.
I do too.
I thought it was a little silly to eliminate an alternative if you object to the actual thing, because then people are just going to be like, well, all right, well, we're just going to go trick-or-treating. You guys have fun. Like, I mean, that's what happens. But you know, I get it. And I get where they were coming from.
I get where they're coming from, and you have to definitely, I'm sure as a parent, which none of us know this yet, you have to make those calls based on
exactly.
What are they doing. But the one that always confused me as a kid was, oh, this is the devil's holiday, and this is the, you know, and I'm just sitting there thinking, is candy evil?
We get candy on Christmas, and we get candy on Easter.
Is candy the
Which
devil's food?
And both of those holidays, you could argue, were just as much pagan holidays as Halloween.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember being about 12 years old, and somebody's parent telling me that Halloween was evil because it was you know, just a redone pagan holiday, and me being the snarky little jerk of a child that my parents had raised me to be, I was like, well, technically speaking, Christmas and Easter are too. And that parent got very upset with me, and I don't think I was allowed to play with their kids anymore.
Wonderful.
Because
why would you want to play with their kids then? I mean,
Alli, you called out their holidays.
I did call out their holidays. But
Do you hate America?
You know, I read a lot about Norway today, and
what?
I kind of want to go live in Norway. I'm not gonna lie.
Norway's got a lot of cool things going on, man.
It does. It's got fjords.
They do have fjords.
They got so many fjords.
They've got all the. They literally have pretty much all the fjords.
They got the monopoly. They got it locked down.
They are also notoriously racist.
True, but I won't have a problem with that.
You will not, because you look Nordic, and you kind of
in so well.
Inga dinga durgan.
I'm sure they think
the
that's
second
very
that
funny.
comes out of your mouth, they're gonna be like, "We see right through you."
I think they're gonna see right through me when I step off the plane or the boat. I
You walk into customs, and they just take your shoulders and just turn you around 180 degrees. They're like, "Go home, friend.
Go home.
Go home.
You don't belong here."
Hey, their GDP is amazing.
It is. They got a low population density, though,
Yeah,
right?
they do.
And not a lot of
It's
people.
been exploding now, but unfortunately, for the wrong reasons, all the refugees going in. Oh, it's all messed up.
That's really going to change a lot of things for a lot of those countries. That population influx.
It really is. It already is changing a bunch of that. But
Yeah.
that's a whole other.
Yeah.
That has absolutely
nothing to do with Halloween. Unless that's just one big trick-or-treating gang, and oh man.
Oh dear.
Whew.
That would be weird.
Trick-or-treat, can we stay here?
But yeah, no, I don't. I just think it's kind of funny
No, I'm with you.
Yeah. And I will add this. I like Halloween decorations more than I like Christmas decorations.
I do too, but I think that
They
comes down to...
creep me out so bad.
They have to be done tastefully.
Ooh, no, man, dude.
Oh my gosh, my roommates
I don't want any poltergeists, man.
My roommates did decorations at the house.
They get pretty serious.
They get pretty serious about the decorations.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that we never did as kids. Like, we got all hype about our costumes, but...
Sure.
We just didn't do, like, house decorations because... Bless my mom's heart, she was busy making all of our stupid costumes, and she really, really couldn't spend a whole lot of time.
And even growing up, my dad, even at Christmas, like, he wasn't I'm going to go out and put lights up type of... we eventually settled on what I call the laziest, and they still do it, the laziest Christmas decorating of all time, which is 2 spotlights out front pointed at the house.
Oh, there you
go. That's awesome.
It made it so hard to sleep. Because the lights are right on my window.
That's amazing. My family always did...
Guantanamo Christmas.
My dad still does this. He takes little electric candles and puts one in every window. So
my mom did that too, so it was like a double whammy of spotlight
and then
electric candle.
white electric lights.
My parents tried to do that, and then they just kept having so many issues with it, and finally my parents were like, we're not doing it anymore. And
my mom will still do the candles in the windows, but the problem would be I would go and unplug them every night, and she'd be like, well, and she'd go walk outside, or we'd be leaving to go somewhere. She'd look, why are your candles out? I'm like, Mom, because I don't sleep when there's bright lights in my room. I did the same thing.
I did not like them until I got much older, and when I got older, I really liked them, and I thought they were really cool, but when I was younger, I was like, it's so bright.
But, like, I love jack-o'-lanterns and, like I say skulls, but not in a morbid way. Like, I love cute...
Yeah. But I was going to say, my
skulls.
roommates did decorate it outside the house, and right outside the door, there is this ghoul that they made, and they took, like, a styrofoam head
it's a scary
and, like,
ghoul.
took a Sharpie, like, one of the, like, mannequin heads.
Yeah.
And took a Sharpie and just, like, made a really faint, like, face on it with the Sharpie, and then covered the head in, like, gauze. And that hangs right next to the door, because there's this little, like, overhang thing on the porch. So on the outer corner is this ghoul with this horrifying face. I didn't know they had put this up, and I got up to leave for work one morning at, like, and, you know, I get up for I gotta be at work at 7, so I get up at, like, I leave the house at, like, 6:30, and the sun's not up yet, so it's still, like, pitch black outside, and I walk out the front door, and there's this thing staring me in the face. I nearly screamed. I was so freaked out, and I was just like, oh my god. Stupid roommates. They're trying to kill me.
Yeah. Well, quite the Halloween discussions we have had.
Yeah.
Well, I have, once again, you know what? It was very interesting. It wasn't just interesting.
There we go.
I will never stop until
I'm gonna
smack you.
I'm gonna have to make both of you watch Boy Meets World, because I'm disappointed that you guys can't remember that episode, because it was the best episode.
Alrighty. Keep running around the Afghani desert there, James.
Oh yeah.
You're not staying in blood right now, James.
No, it's true.
You took your showers.
I'm disappointing Kojima-san.
So disappointed with you.
Yeah.
Are you ashamed of your words and deeds yet?
No. Not yet.